I'm stoked today because I get to tell you about our newest tuning product, support for the 2010 and newer Cummins powered trucks.
Now, not only do we support the engine, we also support the 68 RFE transmission, which means that we can take the 340 horsepower, 320 horsepower factory program and turn this thing into a 500 rear wheel horsepower, over 1,000 foot-pounds of torque through the 68 RFE with good lockup, good positive shifting. It just totally transforms the truck. And it does the whole thing through the factory exhaust with the factory emissions equipment, which means no smoke, totally quiet, just a pleasure to drive. Go for a ride with my sales guys. We've got Bob and Chris in the truck. They're gonna take this thing out for the first time, and you get to see their reaction to it.
Even like just cruising, like this thing knows where to shift and how to shift under light throttle or heavy throttle, you know?
It makes you think about buying a Dodge.
Oh man, no Chevy owner has thought about saying that.
No hesitation, you just slowly grind.
When I was watching it, when it was shifting at 2900, the needle stuck. It did not move.
It's literally like a snowmobile. It's just like...
Yeah.
True, we're not first to market with the new 2010 and newer tunes for the Cummins. We needed time. Time on the dyno where sales tech Danny Voss and I recently proved just how close a stock truck would come to 500 rear wheel horsepower with just tuning.
And that last pass was 494 and 1,164 foot-pounds.
You know, I would have put money on 350, 400 at the most, but 494, 1,164 foot-pounds of torque, that's very impressive.
I mean, that's creeping up on 500. I mean, that's kind of the magic number for stock fuel system, stock turbocharger.
And we needed time on the road to validate the tunes, to make sure that they're not only performing well, but perform well over the long term. Test the emissions system, calibrate the transmission. We're not the first on the market, but these tunes are at a level you would expect from Calibrated Power Solutions.
So we got that 500 horsepower and 1,000 foot-pounds of torque. You know, and common sense would say, damn, that truck should drive really nice after you get that. And it is a solid improvement over stock, but it's just not what it should be if you're used to coming from the older Cummins trucks that really hunker down and lug and put that torque down. The 68 automatic trucks just don't do that from the factory. So we had to spend a lot of time on the automatic transmission calibration to get this thing to listen to the driver, to see the throttle position, and to lock the torque converter clutch up when it was supposed to be locked up. The factory just wasn't doing that. Once you do that and you get that torque curve locked to the tire, man, it's a totally different truck. And it doesn't even have to be 500 horsepower. You can take the stock power level and do that. And the thing, it really is impressive to drive. You just have to get some seat time in it to appreciate it. So if you've driven a 68 truck, you know that as you roll on the throttle, it doesn't lock up. And if you got a big tune on the thing, you know it just kind of does something funny at full throttle where it kind of slams through the gears and just doesn't feel like it puts the power down. Well, with this TCM tuning, you can feel it lock up. That's moving. You know, that's the way the transmission's supposed to behave.
All right, we're gonna get this truck back to the shop now and let the rest of the sales team have their ride along and understand what this thing's about. Before I do that, I just want to let you know that I am very confident in the way these calibrations perform. And you have my word on this. I'm sure you're gonna appreciate it. I'm sure you're gonna love the way the truck runs, and I'm behind it 100%.
So you heard too though, just flat foot it, drive it.
That 500 rear wheel horsepower tune is called our King Tune, and we recommend a fast 150 lift pump and a shift kit to allow increased line pressure in conjunction with our TCM tuning. For those guys not looking to do those additional modifications, want something they can put on the truck as tuning only, we have our jack lineup. The big tune on the jack tune is about 450 rear wheel horsepower. Both tunes can be found on calibratedpower.com, along with a host of information and dyno graphs, pretty much everything you want to know about this package. If you want to talk to one of us about these tunes, you can contact us at 815-568-7920. I'm Nick Prignitz. Thanks for watching.